Strange things started happening in his home. Tunde would go to work most times and not get clients. He started losing money and lost most of his customers. It was all so strange to them. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a man named Taiwo. Taiwo lived with his wife, Kemi, and two children, Tunde and Tolu. Taiwo was a good family man who ensured his family was well taken care of. He would go out very early in the morning before the kids got ready for school and come back late at night after they had gone to bed. He was hardly present in the kids' lives except through his wife, who made sure the home was in order, as her husband made enough to take care of their family. Tunde is the first son of Taiwo, his son from his first wife. Kemi made sure to put Tunde in his place and always gave negative reports about him to his father, of which he did nothing wrong. But Kemi always looked for one thing or the other, and his father, being absent and wanting peace in his home, always took sides with Kemi and punished Tunde. Though Kemi did not stop him from going to school, she always sent him on errands to do one thing or the other, without having time to rest. Unlike her son, who did little or nothing around the house, Kemi was a very strict woman and disciplined Tunde at any given opportunity. She never failed to remind him how his mother died, saying he was responsible for his mother's death. This usually caught Tunde's heart, and he felt broken for years and never received any motherly love from his stepmother. Tunde's brother, Tolu, loved him and always looked up to him. But his mother had always tried to spoil their relationship, but it never seemed to work. Tunde's father had a bad remark about him because he really never got to know his son as he was so busy working. Tunde made up his mind to ensure he works hard because it was obvious his stepmom wouldn't sit around for him to inherit all the properties his father owned. And given his father already had a bad notion about him, thanks to his stepmother, he was sure it would be very difficult for him. As soon as Tunde finished his secondary school, he decided to tell his dad he wanted to learn a trade in order to start his life and contribute to the family. His father was against it and urged him to further his studies in the higher institution, but his mind was already made up, and he asked his father to please support him with some funds, which he accepted, and he thanked his father wholeheartedly. The next week, he informed his father that he would need the money he promised to give him so he could go buy the materials needed in starting the business. His father asked him to give him more time, that the only money he has is for his brother's fees. He told his dad that the fee is due for 6 months, that he needs the money urgently because the person who introduced him said he will be going to the market where he gets the materials he needs for the business at an affordable price, and he isn't sure he will help him again as he doesn't know when next he will be going. But his dad refused, and so he remembered the threat given to him by his stepmom, and given he did not want to waste his time and life any longer as he wasn't sure his father would fulfill his promise, he decided to beg the man who wants to introduce him to the business to let him work under him for some years. After that, he would settle him so he could go ahead and start his own business. Sheon, the man he met, agreed as he saw the fire and zeal in him to learn and told him to start as soon as he can. Tunde informed his father about the development, telling him he will be leaving soon, and so bade him goodbye as he set off to start a new life for himself. Kemi was so happy as she won't have to deal with her stepson and hoped he never returned. Tunde hugged his brother and told him not to worry. He will see him soon. Let me go and make some money. I will be back soon, and set out to start a new life. Years passed and no one heard from Tunde. Taiwo and Tolu missed Tunde so much, but Kemi did not bother about him and hoped he wouldn't return. After 10 years, Tolu was through with his studies and was in search of a job, but he wasn't getting any luck and still lived off the money his father provided. Till one day, his father became so ill and had to stay at home to be taken care of. Tolu took up a menial job so as to sustain the family, as a job wasn't coming through. One day, while they were home, Tunde returned and they were so happy to see him, and from his look, you could tell he was very rich. His father from his sick bed lit up with joy on seeing his son, and his stepmother faked a smile and asked him how come he is so wealthy now, and he narrated that he was settled 5 years ago and decided to work hard and ensured he will make it before coming back home. He told his father that he wants to build a new house and he will be getting married soon. Wow! They were so amazed and they inquired when the wedding will hold, and he told them when. Tunde also asked his dad how come he became so ill and asked his mother to get him ready so he would take him to the hospital. Tunde got the best medical care for his dad and ensured he got the best care, and in no time his father was strong again. He went ahead with the building project and making marital preparatory rites. Everything was happening so fast before their very eyes, and it gave them joy. Kemi asked Tunde to put his brother through in his trade so he could learn and pick up, and he said it wasn't a problem as he will go back with him as soon as he settles down. Not long, the building project was completed and Tunde got married to the love of his life, a lady who stuck by him when he was still down. His father was so proud of him and won't stop singing his praises. Soon, they all moved to the new house and he relocated back to town with his new bride and the new gift given to them to start their marriage. Tolu followed his brother to go back to town and learn a trade. Not long, strange things started happening in his home. Tunde would go to work most times and not get clients. He started losing money and lost most of his customers. It was all so strange to them. Not long, the wife announced she was pregnant, and he was happy that at last a good news in the midst of the bad things happening. But she lost her pregnancy within a week. All these were strange to him, and he had to inform the father about what was going on. He sympathized with his son and told him not to worry, that everything will be alright. Tunde lost sleep as everything he labored for was crumbling before his eyes and wondered if it was ordinary or there was someone behind all these. Gradually, he had to start selling off most of what he owned so as to survive and had to relocate back to the village. Kemi, after listening to all that has happened to her stepson, she said all will be fine. The next day, Kemi woke up with screams and started shouting she will confess. They were all puzzled at her behavior and thought she was making pranks and all. And not long, it became visible that she wasn't playing pranks. She asked Tunde where the clock that was given to him by herself and her father was, and he said he hung it in his room. She said, "I'm sorry. Baba warned me not to stay in the same house with the clock. I did not know you brought it back." Hey! They were still confused when she narrated that she was so jealous after he came back rich and her son wasn't doing well. She saw her husband already made him his favorite son, and she wasn't going to sit and watch Tunde get all the praises. And so I decided to go to a powerful man who gave her the evil clock and said as long as he made use of the clock, things will keep going backward for him, and it will continue that way till he is left with nothing. Her husband yelled in astonishment and said, he never knew she was this heartless. How could you do this to your son? She said, he isn't my son and will never be. Tunde asked his stepmother what he ever did to her to deserve such hate from her. She refused to reply, and just then she lost her senses and took off in hot pursuit. Tolu was shocked as to how wicked his own mother could be. They left her to roam free in the village, and soon word spread about what she did and did not get much help from the villagers. They found a way and destroyed the evil clock, and things began to pick up for Tunde. He held no grudge against Tolu and took him with him as he put him through the trade, and in no time he started doing well for himself. Tunde had beautiful children, and his marriage and business kept blossoming, and they all lived as one big happy family. The end. Some of the lessons to be learned from this story are: always make time for your kids. Do not fully take the opinion of a person. Learn to get to the root of a matter. Do not hate or be envious of anyone because it can destroy you. Know that hard work truly pays.
Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please click on the subscribe button to support us. Turn on the post notification to get notified when I upload a new story. Like, share, and comment your thoughts. Till then, bye.